Is there anybody listening? Is there anyone that sees what's going on? Read between the lines, criticize the words they're selling. Think for yourself.
Good morning. Welcome back to the trailer park. I am Shanda Massa, and Oz came to my rescue. That's my AAA insurance plan I got. And we're going to try this again since my internet was so weak it couldn't get me out. I'm hoping I'm clearer. I'm hoping the deck is clearer. And thank you so much to Oz and Linda coming in and rescuing me on the side of the road when I was broke down. Do me a favor if you're out there, get these links out so others can find that I'm back up and live. And let me get logged back into the chats. Here we go. Okay, there you guys are. Yay. Well, okay, we did it. And I've got a great deck. So this is going to be a good show once we do get it up and running. Let's see. Go ahead and throw the spot fund if you want to help me out, because it's been a shit show this morning. There is spot fund, but there's also links maybe in the description. I don't know. You guys know how to help me out and get a hold of me, so I appreciate it. And happy birthday to Jax. I got a shout out for her on the other stream, but I don't know if it went out. So happy belated birthday from Roar Media, from Beauty and the Boomer, from the Trailer Park Pundit. Jax, thank you for being such a great supporter, and be safe out there in your travels through Mexico. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're back up and running. Oh, Jim's over on the Rockfin. So is Fred. Yay. Thank you guys. Get the new stream out so our fams can find us. Did Rumble manage to launch? Let me see. I'm going in. I'm checking my content. Looks like it. Oh, it says it's still processing. What the hell does that mean? It'll catch up. Okay. It is what it is. Yeah. If it didn't get up, we'll put it up later. Fair enough. We are up. So we just played Guess What I'm On, which we played. Of course, he is on crack. We talked about that in the few seconds that I did get my stream up and running. And we all thought he was clean. Like, I saw people commenting like, isn't he in jail? No, he is not in jail. You think the son of the president is in jail and nobody's talking about it? Come on, guys. Come on. Some people out there just don't get it. Okay, Oz, you want to take me to my next slide? It's been a while since you engineered for me. It's been over a year since you engineered for me. That's crazy. But I want you to feel free to come in at any time, Oz. If you feel like getting something off your chest or screaming and yelling about one of these slides, you are always welcome to just pipe in and give us your opinion.
I might do that. I'm a little rusty at engineering. I never engineer anymore, so we'll get it going. Go ahead. You want me to play this?
I love how the guys at INN gave you a shout out for all your time of engineering for the conference.
That was very kind of them. I do appreciate
very
that.
Cool. Yeah, it was. Okay, so we already did this. We know we're building up troops, and there was a lot of reporting yesterday that the ground invasion had actually started, but I don't know if that, they've been doing that for the last 2 weeks. So I don't know if there was any bigger push yesterday, other than these insane fucking bombs that they're dropping on the Jabali refugee camp, which is one of the most populated areas in Gaza. 20 residential buildings, and they dropped 6 bombs. And they said they did this because there was one Hamas leader that was geo-tracking to that location. So we just took out probably over 1,000 freaking people easy. I mean, did you guys watch them pulling babies from the rubble yesterday? It was insane. I'm so confused at why we're getting so much of this fed to us. I mean, am I wrong to question that? Why are we seeing this in America? Are they trying to drum up the sentiment? We never trust anything they're doing. So I don't understand. Of course, Elon made a stopover at Joe Rogan yesterday. Did you see that? And I actually watched it. You guys know I'm not impressed by Elon, and we're going to talk about that further down the deck. But he seems to think that X is the only place where the truth is. And we know better, right? Because we're all shadow banned and censored over there. So yesterday afternoon, there was at least 400 people dead, more injured, according to the Ministry of Interior. Of course, this came from FEE. If you want to stay up to date on what's really going on, I suggest you follow Fiorella Isabel and Vanessa Beeley, because, oh boy, are they really on top of it. Oz, go ahead. And these are children that were pulled from the rubble of that bomb yesterday at a hospital without their parents. This is what American moms do. These are babies. I mean, we think of babies in the West as under a year old, right? These are babies. I mean, they are young children. And when I look at these kids, I can't help but see my own kids and my own grandkids. I have grandkids this age. Of course, they were out trick-or-treating yesterday. And it was hard to sit here and think that in the West, we are so privileged that our kids are out there trick-or-treating while these kids are just trying to survive, trying to live another day after they've lost their families, lost their parents. It's a gut-wrenching ache for anybody who has a fucking heart and soul. And it's so bad that even Wolf Blitzer over on CNN had to question it. So I'm sure some of you saw this clip yesterday. I'm not buying it. CNN's just trying to get fucking ratings because their ratings have been in the toilet for so long because all they talked about was Trump for the last 8 years. But here's Wolf Blitzer. Remember when he put pressure on Nancy Pelosi and she kept saying, we feed them? This is one of those moments. So don't give him too much of a pat on the head because he's still a vile human being.
Yes, I can. We were focused again on our target, a senior commander, Wolf. I will be updating you with more data as the hour moves ahead.
But even if that Hamas commander was there amidst all those Palestinian refugees who are in that Jabalia refugee camp, Israel still went ahead and dropped a bomb there, attempting to kill this Hamas commander, knowing that a lot of innocent civilians, men, women, and children, presumably would be killed. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's not what you're hearing, Wolf. We're focused on this commander, again, who you'll get more data who this man was. Killed many Israelis. We're doing everything we can. It's a very complicated battle space. There could be infrastructure there. There could be tunnels there. We're still looking into it, and we'll give you more data as the hour moves ahead.
But you know that there are a lot of refugees, a lot of innocent civilians, men, women, and children in that refugee camp as well, right?
Yeah, but we don't care.
This is the tragedy of war, Wolf. I mean, as you know, we've been saying for days, move south. Civilians that are not involved with Hamas, please move south.
I'm just trying to get a little bit more information. You knew there were civilians there. You knew there were refugees, all sorts of refugees, but you decided to still drop a bomb on that refugee camp, attempting to kill the Hamas commander. By the way, was he killed?
I can't confirm yet. There'll be more updated. Yes, we know that he was killed. About the civilians there, we're doing everything we can to minimize. I'll say it again. Sadly, they are hiding themselves within civilian population. And again, we are doing this stage by stage, and we're going to go after every one of these terrorists who was involved in that heinous attack on the 7th of October. Wolf.
Lieutenant Colonel, I'm having trouble hearing you, but let me move on. I assume you can still hear me.
Oh, that was so gross. I mean, even for Wolf to call it out, but for this guy to say, Yeah, we basically probably killed over 1,000 people just because we were after one Hamas leader. This is insane. Why don't they just call all of them terrorists? Because that's what they're doing at the end of the damn day. Pretty bad when CNN is calling it out, but I don't give CNN any damn brownie points. You know, it's this mentality of you made us kill your children. You made us kill your children, you know? So this is what the State Department had to fucking say about it, or the White House yesterday, the vile Kirby. This is so bad too.
Thank you, Admiral. A massive blast has been reported at a refugee camp in Gaza, in one of the most densely populated areas. An IDF spokesperson said that they were targeting a Hamas commander. What can you tell us about this? And does that, in your view, mean they violated the laws of war?
Can't say much. I mean, this all just happened just before I came on out here, and I just don't have a lot of information on that.
Would it mean they violated the laws of war, given what we've seen, though?
I'm not going to speculate on an incident that I really have no information on. That would be really, really imprudent for me to do.
You know he has information on that. He looked down as the question was being posed to him because he knew damn well. I found this old tweet from 2020, and it's from the Prime Minister of Israel, and it says, we have promoted laws in most of the U.S. states which determine that strong action to be taken against whoever tries to boycott Israel. And as you and I have been screaming about this for years, that they've been putting these anti-BDS clause into all kinds of different shit.
Oh, yeah.
Right down to FEMA loans, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So crazy. So wrong. Yeah, say what? Pasta says, say what? The New York Slimes, their headline yesterday was Israel hits dense Gaza area, killing many, saying it was a tragic, or it was targeting Hamas. But, you know, we fixed it. And instead, Israel hits a refugee camp, killing many. And that's what it should say. But no, the disgusting American press, legacy media, this is what they freaking do. They lessen it by language, right? Language drives everything. And see how that changes it when you say hit a dense versus hit a refugee camp? Fuck the New York Times and the horse they rode in on.
Here.
Why are you looking at them? I'm the victim here. And that's all we've heard for 2 fucking weeks, right? Is how Israel's the victim while we see thousands and thousands of Palestinian children killed and women and civilians, right? Yeah, but Israel, you're the victim. You're the victim. Always the victim. Why does the left always play the victim? That's so gross to me that they do that, right? Let's see. I brought this. This doesn't really have any significance other than look at the hand signals that they're throwing up. These whatever this is. You know, that's their gang signs. These guys are a fucking gang. That's all they are. They're a bunch of fucking thugs. And yeah, they throw up gang signs. Are we shocked that they got their own gang signs? We see this in the Ukraine too, right? The Ukrainian Nazis, they all have a bunch of hand signals and signs they throw up when they're taking pictures. Why would Israel be any different? I will always be on the side of those who have nothing and who are not even allowed to enjoy the nothing they have in peace. I agree. That is a great quote. And let me see your war face. Sorry, Oz. I'm pretty sure that was you. I refaced onto that. This is a hospital. But hey, Israel doesn't target hospitals, right? That's what they keep telling us. They keep saying that the media is lying. We're not going after hospitals. We didn't even bomb that hospital that everybody got upset about. We bombed the parking lot, right? Is that what they said? So breaking, Israel jets target a 3rd floor of a Turkish Friendship Hospital in Gaza, which is the only specialized cancer hospital in Gaza, leaving heavy damage. Could you imagine having a major illness like cancer that you're trying to fight, which is hard enough to do in the Western world, right? But and then to have to be in a war zone while you're fighting to live. This is just insane. And why the hell are they targeting hospitals? That's a war crime according to the Geneva Convention. And even us dumb fuckers in the trailer park know that. Just saying. You know, that was my card today. Even in the trailer park, we know this is wrong. And why do I say that? because the trailer park doesn't typically pay attention to foreign policy, right? We're too worried about domestic policy and trying to get our government to help us, just give us a hand up from the freaking parks that we're trapped in, right? But yeah, no, that's not a reality in America. This is the Scott Ritter that got killed, so you can't play it. We might as well skip over to the Richie. But if you can, go out there, guys. Scott Ritter is killing it. His predictions have been so on point. The best clip I had on my deck for today was a Scott Ritter clip where he is saying approximately 30 days, this is going to fall apart. Israel's going to start losing support, which we're already seeing, and this is going to fall apart. And, of course, YouTube smacked it down, probably gave, I think it was an anonymous clip, a strike. So if you're not following Scott Ritter, you can catch him over with Garland Nixon every Wednesday morning. That's amazing. I love that Wednesday morning show. If you really want a good update on what's happening on the war fronts, that's the person you go to. So, Oz, this is like a 7-minute clip, but it is worth every freaking minute of it. I'm going to give Richie all 7 minutes. So kick back, go get something to drink. I so appreciate you helping me out this morning. And let's watch some Richie Medhurst.
I don't think people have any idea what's really happening in Gaza and why it is happening. A few weeks ago, right before this war in Gaza ignites, Netanyahu goes to the United Nations General Assembly and he holds up this map and declares his plan for a new Middle East. And people are going, what is this stupid line this guy's drawing with a red marker? What it is an economic corridor that stretches all the way from India to the United Arab Emirates, into Saudi Arabia, into Jordan, Israel, and then finally to the entire European continent. I mean, the United States at this point, seeing their influence starting to fade, seeing the relevance of the dollar recede after they stole $300 billion from Russia. You have all these spooks in Washington and Tel Aviv, running around desperately trying to counter BRICS and counter China's new Silk Road. And this is their answer. This is a rival to the new Silk Road. Remember, the ancient Silk Road is the largest, most important trade route in human history. This thing is enormous. It stretches all the way from China to Syria to the Mediterranean Sea. The Chinese know how important this thing is and they want to revive it. It is the future of world economics, trade, and politics. Within the span of a few weeks, Iran and Iraq have signed a railway deal. So now you have a rail link for the new Silk Road. And President Assad of Syria, who the West have been trying to isolate for over a decade, is now visiting China, the world's largest economy, and signing a strategic partnership. This is pivotal. So now the new Silk Road has rail access all the way to the Mediterranean Sea through Syria's port in Latakia. So not just land, but maritime trade. This is crucial. And as enormous and important as all of this is just one aspect. This is just one aspect. You still have the gas. How can we talk about the Middle East without talking about gas and oil? When the US instigated the Maidan coup in 2014, that wasn't just about NATO expansion and encirclement of Russia. This was about surrounding, controlling, and cutting off Russian gas to Europe. Russia is the country with the largest proven reserves of natural gas. Control Ukraine, and you control the pipelines that feed and supply Russian gas to Europe. For decades, you've had US politicians, Republican and Democrat, from every administration, openly saying on camera, we don't want Nord Stream.
There will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
You want to have pipelines that don't go through Ukraine and Russia. For years, we've tried to get the Europeans to be interested in different pipeline routes. It's time to do that. You want to depend more on the North American energy platform, the tremendous bounty of oil and gas that we're finding in North America.
Lo and behold, Nord Stream 1 and 2 are blown up. I mean, this is without question the most egregious, the largest terrorist attack on European infrastructure in modern history. There are only 3 countries on this planet that can pull this off. They are Russia, Britain, and the United States. And let me tell you, it was not Russia. You combine that with the sanction packages from the European Union, banning Russian oil and gas. I mean, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. So now there's no more Russian gas coming into Europe. And just like that, the United States have achieved a long-standing foreign policy objective. Now, the only other country with enormous gas reserves, the second largest in the world, is Iran. Iran signed the nuclear deal in 2015 and 2016. They're complying in every way imaginable. The IAEA at the UN cannot be happier. And then the United States, you know, the guys who orchestrated the whole deal, go back on their word and they rip it up just like that and reimpose sanctions on Iran. So now Iran is barred from selling its oil and gas to Europe and others. So Russia and Iran, the two countries with the largest gas reserves, are out of the picture. Then Israel, all of a sudden, proposed themselves as a solution to the European Union's gas shortages.
Take our trilateral energy, for example, that we closed in June with Egypt and Israel. It has played an important role in our strategy to get rid of the Russian fossil fuels.
How convenient. How convenient. In 2010, they conduct a geological survey and find this monstrous giant gas field in the Middle East. It's called the Leviathan, and it's in the Mediterranean Sea on the Levantine Basin. That means it's right off the coast of Palestine, Lebanon, Syria. Syria initially declines offers over its gas reserves and simultaneously refuses to lay pipes for a Qatari gas project. What a coincidence. Barely a year later, war breaks out in Syria. And who's funding it? Qatar and Israel and the United States are just some of the parties funding and running this war to overthrow the government in Damascus. Today, the United States control 1/3 of Syria. They control all of Syria's oil fields, and Israel is bombing Syria's most vital port, Latakia, on a regular basis. So they're cutting off all the oil revenue and destroying, crippling any maritime activity, such as trade, such as gas exploration. Another major port on the Levantine coast is in Beirut, which mysteriously explodes in 2020. And so Israel, proposing itself as a solution to Europe's gas shortages, shows up with an FPSO, this enormous gas extraction vessel, and tries stealing gas from Lebanon's Karish gas field. And, you know, this reignites a huge maritime border dispute. And Israel has to go and beg the United States to solve this diplomatically, because Hezbollah said, if you steal 1 cubic inch of our gas, we will fire our missiles on your ship. Now we come to Gaza. Gaza also has its own unexplored gas field. Gaza is also a concentration camp run by the Israelis, and it's been under siege by Egypt and Israel under naval blockade since 2007. I mean, you can't even fish properly, let alone extract gas. And so now, the Lebanese, the Syrian, the Palestinian ports, they're all out of action, and the only working port left in the coast is the Israeli port on Haifa. I mean, how convenient. This makes Israel the only one able to explore gas and implement an economic corridor like the one that Netanyahu held up at the UN. So in other words, Israel and the United States together killed off all the competition, stole their goods, and cornered the market. But as winter is approaching, Israel desperately needs to get that gas for Europe. But there's no stability. There can never be stability in the region without solving the Palestinian question. And so when Netanyahu shows up at the UN with his brilliant plan, you know, the Israelis thought, oh, it's a done deal. You know, they'll just get Saudi Arabia to normalize ties and thereby extinguish the Palestinian issue once and for all. And that is precisely why they are in Gaza slaughtering Palestinians like crazy, like they're in berserker mode. You know, Israel has bombed Gaza before, but this surpasses anything we've ever seen, which is truly saying something. I mean, this is unhinged, you know, calling people human animals and massacring them. Israel is just hoping the Palestinians will run away in fear into the desert. They've literally said this. They want to put them in the desert. They want people in Gaza to go to the Sinai desert and push the people in the West Bank into Jordan. This is genocide and ethnic cleansing without question.
Yes, I think that is probably one of the most important videos that Richie has ever done, because it's so much more than what the mainstream media wants to tell us, right? And I think that breaks it down. You got to understand the geopolitical implications of the pipelines and the resources that are there that we want. So thank you, Oz, for running that. Thank you, Richie. That was a great clip, and it's so important to know what's actually going on. So Israel-Palestine war, Israel reportedly proposed writing off Egypt's debt for hosting Gazan refugees. So as an Israel News report claims that Netanyahu government has offered to pretty much do away with their entire debt. If we can just push these Palestinian refugees into your desert, then hey, you don't owe us any money anymore. Absolutely disgusting. Richie just told you they're trying to push them into the desert. So that's definitely what they're trying to do. And we know this because Netanyahu not only has been telling people that, he went and lobbied the EU to pressure Egypt into accepting Gaza's refugees. This is one of those don't go away, Mag, just go away, right? That's what they're trying to do. Oz brought this one to my deck. Oz, you want to explain what it is?
Yeah, I wanted to bring the visual of Gaza after Israel slaughtered that community and compare it to Hiroshima. I got this, I can't credit myself with doing this, but I can credit myself with refacing Netanyahu on the pilot of the Enola Gay with the proper symbol on the side of the thing. So that was my gig, and it's not funny. It's not funny by any means. It's more realistic than based in reality today. And it's sad, it's sick, and history is not going to be written well for Netanyahu and the current administration of Israel, which is authorized by the Biden administration and the U.S. government.
Yep. So, but hey, we have bombs that are 24 times worse than the one that they dropped, right? So we were talking about that the other night. If you're just joining us this morning, it's been a little bit of a shit show. I'm sure you're a little shocked to hear Oz's voice in the background. Oz had to come rescue me. My internet was dropping, so he is engineering for me. It's been a long time since Oz engineered for me.
Yeah, it has. Is it easier?
No.
It's not easier.
No. It's not easier because I don't have control, you know?
You're one of those, huh?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a control freak. Once you're used to having control, it's a little hard. This is the whole reason I wanted to do today's show. So if you have not seen the Women of Evil that rolled out in the last 24 hours, oh, you're in for a treat. So we're going to start out with the all hail Queen Satan, Nikki Haley. Published every name of the pro-Hamas protesters in our cities and our universities. They are siding with terrorists and who chants death to America. This is unacceptable. So she wants your name. She wants you on a list, like a red list, right? So let's go ahead and hear it from her own freaking demon mouth.
And you expect all kinds of ridiculous things at the UN. I fought this battle every day for 2 years. What I don't expect is to see what's happening in our cities and what's happening on our college campuses. Because these protests that we're seeing, are you telling me that these professors, that these college students, they are supporting a terrorist organization that I asked for a vote at the United Nations, and the majority of the countries at the UN, Sean, agreed that Hamas was a terrorist organization. Yet we have Americans protesting, saying that they support an organization that is a terrorist organization.
That's not what they're saying at all.
That killed 33 Americans, that took almost 20 hostage, that said death to America and continues to say death to America every day. So do these Americans want to see them destroy America? And if they do, every one of them is dangerous to our country. Every single one of them, because that's what Hamas preaches, is death to America. So when they get up there and they hold those signs, or they get upset on why people won't hire them, it's because companies don't want to hire someone who wants to destroy our country. That's why I think every name needs to be notified. I mean, it needs to be published. Every face needs to be published. And we need to call this out for the hate that it is. This is absolutely unacceptable in America.
Can you imagine if you sent your kid to school in a university and all of a sudden their name is on a list and they can never have a job because this feckless bitch wants to start up what? Concentration camps? What do you want to do, Nikki? Round them all fucking up? This is insane. This is fucking insanity. And this is why I hate women in power. Women in power always feel like they have to compensate because they don't have a fucking dick. So they come on even harder and stronger than the men, right? We see this with female police officers, correction officers. We've seen this with the likes of Hillary Clinton, right? They got to puff up their chest and show that they're stronger than the men and they're crazier than the men and they can be tougher than the men. It is revolting. Please tell me that this woman doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of being the first female president. But you do know that the first female president in America, if we last that long, will be a fucking war hawk like this. Absolutely. This is revolting. I want a list of all of these people. You know, they're the ones that we should be rounding up and putting into freaking camps. This is insane. And the people that she represents would be so against this. You know, we were just talking in the green room about how much we see that we're aligned with people on the right anymore. I am definitely not aligned with people like this. But hey, it doesn't matter if you're left or right, because Tulsi came out swinging this morning, too, with the same fucking rhetoric. Yeah, we all fell for her. Caitlin Johnson says, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck you. I'm so embarrassed. I used to defend this piece of shit. She duped people like me into thinking she was a good faith anti-war progressive when she was really just a garden variety Fox News Republican warmonger cynic playing the political winds of the moment. And that seems to be what Tulsi has been lately. The Toxic Left says, great. Thank you, Tulsi. You're the queen of warmongers, an embodiment of corruption and personify of the not that has been sickened. Oh, that has been the sick Democratic Party for so long. I have finally come out from behind the curtain. Yes, Tulsi showed her true colors today. Go ahead and hit it.
I don't know if Kamala knows what she's up to, but the reality here is when you look at things like what Representative Cori Bush is saying, what the Squad is saying, what so many of these other people are saying who are accusing Israel of committing a genocide, it is the height of hypocrisy because they're apologists and supporters of these Islamist Hamas terrorists who are calling for a genocide, the extermination of all Jews, not just in Israel, but around the world. And we're seeing this being carried out by these violent mobs and threats and other things that are happening against Jewish people literally around the world. And the worst part is they're doing this under the guise of, well, we care about innocent people and we don't want people to get hurt, when in fact they are in essence supporting and apologizing for the barbaric actions of Hamas against innocent women, children, and civilians.
I called it creating the monster, like they're Dr. Frankenstein. And now the monster in their progressive wing is turning against them. But they're...
Oh, my God. Wasn't that so bad? Okay, now, we have been calling Tulsi out for many freaking years over here on our channels, right? We saw her for who she truly was when she endorsed Joe fucking Biden in 2020, right? Like, how are you going to go after the DNC? It's because Tulsi stepped down and told us what Donna Brazile was doing in 2016 that so many of us flocked to her, right? I mean, I've met Tulsi. We've been on the ground with Tulsi many a freaking times. And we thought that she was going to be our go-getter candidate because, hey, she can reach for the right because she was military, you know, so she can get some support. Yeah, no, she's just turned out to be an APEC talking puppet. She really showed her true warmonger colors this morning or yesterday. I think that actually came out this morning, but I'm so revolted by these women and just thinking, I mean, they think that we're so stupid that we don't understand the difference between the Shiites and the Sunnis, right? And the true terrorists. There's a big fucking difference between them and the civilian population that is having collective punishment placed on them because of these people, because of pundits like this that just sweep them with one broad brush. Oh, no, they're all terrorists, all of them. And that is not the reality. Can you imagine if you're sitting in some Middle East country and you're looking at America and they're sweeping the brush saying that we're just like these war hawk bitches, Nikki and Tulsi? That's the difference. That's the same damn thing. I don't want to be conflated with these war hawks that are beating the drums for World War III in my country. I'm nothing like them. I don't look at the population, the civilians of a country as their government. We're all being ruled by totalitarian governments by dictatorships. You know, I'm done punishing civilians in every damn country for their governments. And I don't want to be conflated with mine, I guess is where it's at. These guys are sick. Yeah, they are APAC ass lickers. I agree, Julie. So gross, so gross. Thank you to all the chats. You guys are piling in and finding me on this broken Wednesday morning. Oz, thanks again for engineering. I love the sentiment in both of these TikToks. So here's a couple of TikToks.
And what is happening now in Israel towards the Palestinians is exactly the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. They treat them like vermin. They talk about them in terms, I mean, like, for instance, the chief of staff of the Israeli army recently, the Palestinians.
There's no way we're going to make it through this whole deck, so I'm just going to pick and choose.
I mean, that type of talking is exactly the opposite, and it's actually like Nazi talking. That's what was said about me when I was a boy, a Jewish boy in Germany, under the Nazis. No, when the Nazis gassed the Jews, the world was silent. Now, the world is silent while the Jews or the Israelis harass, humiliate, and steal away land from the Palestinians. And the world is silent. And I want to awake the world, because any criticism on the policies of Israel is hampered and made impossible by a terrible trick and crime of Israeli propaganda, that any criticism on the politics of Israel comes out, is induced by anti-Semitic feelings. And our main purpose is to show to the world that we are Jews, and we are conscious Jews, and we want to show that you must criticize Israel if you at all want anything good for the Jews in the world, because what Israel is doing is destroying the Jewish world and the Jewish heritage.
Yes. And you guys might remember this guy over here. What is it? Yeah, the other one here. I brought him last week. He had an amazing rant. You can tell he's probably a Midwesterner. And because of that rant, he has kind of gone global, and but just not here in the United States, right?
You know, Al Jazeera has picked up my content, and I get messages every day from Arab countries all over the world that say, Quinn, we saw you on the news tonight. We saw you on the news. You're on TV all over the place. And I am pissed. I'm fucking pissed. Do you know why I'm pissed? Because I am an American. I am an American citizen with an American opinion on what is happening right now. And there are millions of Americans like me that are furious at this genocide. We are furious, and we are furious that the United States is paying for these bombs. We are furious. And you know what? You know what? I'm not on American news. Nope. I'm not on CNN. I'm not on Fox News. I'm not on MSNBC. I'm nowhere on American news, even though I'm an American with an American opinion. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed. You are doing us a disservice. You are doing the citizens of America a disservice, and the citizens of the world a disservice, because you are not reporting the truth, America. You are not reporting the truth. You are reporting only one side, one set of opinions. And you are telling the world this is what America thinks. No, it's not. No, it's not. There are millions of us who condemn this genocide. Put me on TV. Put me on CNN. Put me on Fox News. Let me tell the world that there is a different kind of American that does not believe in this genocide. I'm done with your lies.
Yep.
If you're an American and you're pissed and you're done with the lies of media, demand that they put our opinions on TV. Tag CNN, tag MSNBC, share. There are thousands of creators like me who are on TV all over the Arab world.
That sentiment I so agree with. There is millions of us who don't fucking agree with this. But as far as our opinion getting put on legacy media, that's never going to happen, right? I mean, every now and then, just to make it look like they're non-biased, they'll sprinkle a little bit of our opinion in, like Wolf Blitzer, that clip we just ran, right? But for the most part, their owners, donors, BlackRock, Blackstone, freaking Northrop Grumman, they don't want you having your opinion. They have one opinion, and that is war is good for the bottom line. And we know that. So good luck trying to get on mainstream media, dude. But keep doing what you're doing, because I love your rants. I don't know who he is, but he's doing a great job. Let's see, where are we? Oh, yeah. So there's lots of people pushing back, or I think this is a clip of an Israeli this is a young guy who will not join the IDF. So don't think that there isn't pushback in Israel, because there is. A lot of the Israeli, people don't stand for this genocide. What did we see just like 6 months ago? I mean, we saw massive pushes and protests inside of Israel because they know they have a corrupt government. They were trying to push Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, they were the ones saying we're close to a civil war. They were saying those actual words, civil war inside of Israel. So I don't believe for one second that every person inside of Israel is supporting this. And here's an example of somebody who's not. Hi,
My name is Ithaka Rubin. I'm 19 years old from Jerusalem, and I refuse to join the Israeli military. Up until now, I've been 47 days in the prison, and I refuse to join the army as long as it continues its barbaric practice of oppression and ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian natives.
My name is Ithaka. I'm 19 years old, and today I'm refusing to serve in the Israeli army. I have sat for 57 days in prison, and today I'm probably going to go in and sit more time in prison. I'm going to continue to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people, and I hope we'll create together a better future.
My name is Nafesh Abtai Levin. I'm 18 years old from Hod HaSharon. Till now, I sat 3 times in the military prison, in total of 35 days. Today, I'm going to refuse once again to join the Israeli army of apartheid and occupation.
My name is Shachar Schwartz. I'm 18 years old. I've sat 3 times in military prison for a total of 60 days because I refuse to cooperate with Israeli apartheid and ethnic cleansing.
There you go. There is some people pushing back. Carlin, 4737, Carlin says no, but 99% do. You're right. Sadly, you're right. There is more that do support it than don't. So I brought this next clip, this one right next to it, because there's so many people out there saying that Yemen has declared war on Israel. And here is Yemen's, head of their army. I don't even know. You try to keep up with all of these guys' titles. You can't do it. But they're saying, the mainstream media is saying, no, they didn't say that exactly. But I don't know. We can't hear what he's saying, but he seems very angry about it. Go ahead and roll it, Oz.
قامت قواتنا المسلحة بإطلاق دفعة كبيرة من الصواريخ البالستية والمجنحة وعدد كبير من الطائرات المسيرة على أهداف مختلفة للعدو الإسرائيلي في الأراضي المحتلة. إن القوات المسلحة اليمنية تؤكد أن هذه العملية هي العملية الثالثة نصرة لإخواننا المظلومين في فلسطين، وتؤكد استمرارها في تنفيذ المزيد من الضربات النوعية بالصواريخ والطائرات المسيرة حتى يتوقف العدوان الإسرائيلي.
So there you are. I don't know if that was a declaration of war. Many are taking it that way from the Yemens, but they are using drones and missiles. They are striking back at Israel. Is this the beginning of allies that are going to come in and support Israel? Could be. You know, there's a lot of speculation about that. So Israel-Hamas war, conservative PM Paul Bristow sacked from the government post after calling for Gaza ceasefire. So now if you're in the EU and you're calling for, peace or a ceasefire, they'll just fire your ass. Get out of here. You don't work here anymore. He's Parliament's private secretary, the Department of Science and Innovation and Technology. This is one of the most junior roles in the government. The decision to remove him from his post contrasts with a variety of positions of the Labor Department and senior MPs to take. So he has a different opinion as the leaders, and so they just kicked him out, right? We'll see our government doing the same shit, I'm absolutely sure. Bolivia seems to be the very first country to end relations with Israel, which I think is just the beginning of what's to come. We're going to see a lot more countries saying, no, we can't be associated with you because we don't want that blood on our hands. But not America. We always have blood on our hands. So the Ministry of the Presidency says we are sending this official communication to the state of Israel in which we have stated we make known our decision as the plurinational state of Bolivia to break diplomatic relations with Israel. So there you go. There's the first one. One down, bunch more to go, right? We do have protesters out there in America pushing back, but it is so disgusting to see the way that they are treated when they go into these meetings. And I just got to say, if you're going out there, Jose Vega, anybody who's going out there, you guys go in groups, make sure you got a plan. If they take one person out, the other person's going to pick up the flag and keep running. Protect each other too, because God dang, they are violent. These crowds are violent to anybody who comes in and pushes back against their precious elected officials, right? So this is Congressman Adam Kinzinger was confronted by my friends and on... Let's see. They're unbashing support of Israel. So go ahead and play it. They grabbed him by the throat. Check this out.
Congressman, I think the only thing we need to discuss here today is a need for a ceasefire in Gaza. Okay? November marks the killing of Yitzhak Rabin, who sought peace between Israel and Palestine. He said that if you wish for peace, it has to be through economic progress. He said that you don't get security with a tank or a helicopter or with weapons. You get it with hope. You get it with education. You get it with access to health care. That's what he promised the Palestinians. Okay? Why is it that 1 million young people in Palestine are going to die because the United States can't implement what was agreed to between Rabin and Arafat?
The WWE, man.
We need a ceasefire now. We need a ceasefire.
Are you okay? I love this guy goes down with it. Boom. Looks like Kissinger, kind of.
He's grabbing him by the throat. He's grabbing him by the throat. Whoa.
You're a warmonger. You're dangerous.
I throw myself on the ground.
Is that economic cooperation is the only solution to the conflict. There can be no final solution to the Palestinian question. We cannot have a final solution to the Palestinian question. We cannot have a final solution to the Palestinian question.
So proud of those. Any person who gets out there and puts themselves at risk like that, you're risking your bodily autonomy because look at, they throat grabbed that guy. Like, ugh, so disgusting that's what's happening in our country. And I just wanted to say that one guy looked like Henry Kissinger, but like 30 years ago, Kissinger. So more disgusting motherfuckers. I brought you guys Blinken. This was Anthony Blinken yesterday. Yeah, just let it roll. What can I say? They're all vile.
Committee will suspend, and I again ask that those in the audience respect the people in the room and allow us
Shut
to
up, Patty.
continue the hearing. The hearing will suspend until
Patty Murray. That's Patty Murray. She's a big piece of shit.
He is a big piece of shit.
Our senator.
Our senior senator.
Yeah.
People are not animals.
Thank you,
He is. That guy is. He's an animal.
Oh, he is such an animal. He is, he was Obama's senior advisor, right? I brought this Abby Martin clip because it really breaks down how much control Blinken Anthony has had over foreign policy for at least the last 10 years. I would say more like 15 years, because remember, he was in there with Hillary and that whole group too. So yeah, I love the killer meme you stuck on the bottom of this. Perfect.
Let's look at his key foreign policy picks so far, starting with Antony Blinken for Secretary of State. Blinken served as Deputy Secretary of State under Obama, where he was a hardline advocate of the war in Libya and tried to push Obama into launching the same type of an all-out war against Syria. Although Biden campaigned on ending U.S. support for the war in Yemen, Blinken sped up weapons shipments to Saudi Arabia for his old boss.
Of course he did.
But the biggest indicator of his vision, one that's been totally ignored, is that Blinken was also Biden's closest foreign policy advisor when Biden championed and voted for the invasion of Iraq, a criminal decision that haunts Biden to this day. Pretty much any politician who championed the Iraq war in those years has no credibility on foreign policy today, and all of them must issue apologies and retractions. But somehow Blinken has been immune to this, despite his role being absolutely critical to getting the Democratic Party's support needed to launch the war. See, Blinken is your average pro-war neoliberal, just the other side of the imperialist coin, who cloaks his warmongering in humanitarianism. Like every good foreign policy wonk, Blinken has paid his dues to the war industry. Just prior to his nomination, he founded the shadowy West Exec Advisors consulting firm that, quote, helps defense corporations market their products to the Pentagon. Now their clients are really getting their money's worth. This cozy revolving door relationship is precisely why someone like Blinken was picked to keep the gears on the war machine churning.
And are they churning? And are those donors making money? They are making money hand and fist. This guy is a fucking sociopath, let me tell you. So yesterday was Halloween. I hope everybody had a happy and safe Halloween. I saw so many of your guys' costumes. Very cute. So, of course, the White House had their big Halloween for, their fam. And Secretary of State Antony Blinken's daughter wore a dress in the colors of the Ukraine flag. And wait for it, his son wore a Zelensky costume. I'm not even kidding. Let it roll, Oz. This is so gross. Oh, so gross. Oh, but we're one big happy Halloween family. The American dream.
I got to tell you, Shanda, it's nice of the nursing home to let their senior members out to give candy out to little kids.
Well, I always tell people, if you're going to take your kids out trick-or-treating, make sure you stop by the nursing homes because they just get a kick out of seeing the kids. So Max Blumenthal says, Blinken's son is begging for treats from everyone in Washington, just like the real Zelensky. Nailed it. How disgusting to dress your kid up as a fucking warmonger. Yeah, that's insane. That'd be like dressing your kid up as Hitler, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to move this one with the Tulsi, but here's a reminder of why Tulsi has the stance that she has. Oh, isn't that RFK Jr.'s best friend? Yeah, Shmuley, Rabbi Shmuley. Is he the one that owns Pornhub? Or is that a different rabbi?
Probably
There's
a different
rabbi
one.
that owns Pornhub.
Aren't all the Washington Congress and lobbyists, aren't they engaged in porn and child, theft?
They are. We always say it, right?
Okay.
We can only tell you so many times about the trafficking rings that are associated, especially with the Democratic Party, right? Definitely. This next clip will get you going, Oz. So, what are we supposed to do as Americans when we don't agree with policy that's happening in our country? We're supposed to go talk to our elected representatives, right? Because we are constituents and we give them our opinion. And if there's enough of us that have the same opinion, they should bend to our will. But that's not what happens in our country because we have big donors that get in the way of this. But listen to what happens when you actually do call your senator.
Innocent children that are dead.
I don't think the senator wants any civilians to die.
But standing with Israel means civilians are going to die.
Well, like I said, he stands with Israel, and he will most likely continue to stand with Israel. So I didn't pass along any concerns or comments, but that's as far as I'm able to help.
Well, keep passing on my concerns because I have nothing but time at this point.
Right?
Awesome, I will.
Thank you. You're killing children. I hope you're happy.
I am. Bye-bye.
Did you fucking hear that?
I did.
I
am happy with the fact that we're killing children. That's what you're going to get from your senator's aide when you call and put a little pressure on them and tell them that this is insane. No, they're happy about it. We're going to war and we can't stop it. Honestly, I think if half the country stood up, we still couldn't stop it because we don't control anything in this country. Big donors control everything. So for like the last week, somewhere in the back of my demented brain, I was thinking, and as you know this because I've sent you texts, I think I'm going to have to vote for Trump. I think I'm going to have to vote for Trump because Trump has gone back and forth with Bibi. You know, he knows Benjamin Netanyahu pretty well. Trump knows how to make a deal. I did believe that Trump wanted peace at some fucking point, that he didn't want this. He'll want to calm the Saudis down, right? Because he's really good friends with Saudi Arabia. And then he rolls out with this clip yesterday. So go ahead and just roll it.
On that terrible Saturday morning, the world saw once again that the conflict between Israel and Hamas is not a conflict between two equal sides. This is a fight between civilization and savagery, between decency and depravity, and between good and evil. There is no comparison between a group that worships death and a group that cherishes life and cherishes our nation.
Yep.
Every single life that is lost in this conflict is on the shoulders of Hamas, Hamas alone. It's Hamas alone. And I think you have to really add in the word Iran. Iran. People don't want to talk about it. There can be no sympathy, no excuses, and no escape from these monsters, and we will do what has to be done.
Don't worry, guys. I won't fall for it. There was just one fleeting moment where I thought, well, shit, the Democrats didn't put anybody actually anti-war up. That means a shit because we all know that Cornel West's campaign was dead in the water before it even got started, coming out as the PPP or, the People's Party, and then moving to the Greens, letting Peter Dow tear everything apart, not respecting the opinions of his actual followers. Jimmy Dore sat down with them, had a conversation. He didn't care to hear any of the criticism from Jimmy Dore. So Cornel West is a lost freaking cause. Don't give him your money. Don't give him your time because he doesn't have a chance in hell of getting on half the ballots in the country. So why would we waste our time? We know where RFK Jr. stands. He's a straight out freaking warmonger when it comes to Israel, right? His top donor, just like most of our Congress, is going to be AIPAC. So we don't have a candidate. We don't have a candidate at all. At this point, I think just write in whoever the hell you want because it's not going to matter. Anybody that might step forward is going to be in the same boat with all of these warmongers. And that is, hey, we support Israel because they give us money and free timeshare. It's beyond gross. No, I won't fall for Trump, guys. I won't fall for Trump. I didn't fall for Trump for the last 10 years. I'm not going to fall for it now. I promise. Kim Iverson wants to talk about how they're going to relocate all the Gazans. So Kim's been doing a great job on this. Vermin Supreme. I've met Vermin. Vermin's a great guy. He really is.
secret document put together by the intelligence ministry inside the Israeli government concludes that the best and final solution to the Palestinian problem in Gaza is to remove every last one of them from the area and move them into Egypt. Let's go ahead and take a look at this document. The document is in Hebrew. Here's an image of the document. So this is from the ministry, the intelligence ministry inside Israel. So this is a government agency. They're there to give assessment and analysis, and then they give this over to the government, and the government decides from there. So this isn't binding. This isn't like, yes, this is exactly what we're doing, but this is their intelligence ministry's recommendation. And in this document, they decided, they evaluated 3 possibilities for what to do about Gaza now with this conflict. And this is a fresh new document. This is not something from a long time ago. This has been written since the October 7th Hamas attack. And they're trying to figure out, what are we going to do with this area with Hamas? And they lay out 3 things. Now, 972 magazine, which is an independent Israeli outlet, they reported on this and they took the time to translate the document. So we're going to be using their translation. It's not an official translation. It's the translation of the 972 magazine, but they are an Israeli outfit. So they would be in a good position. They're based in Tel Aviv. They're in a good position to actually translate this document. So I want to read from some of it because it's pretty interesting. So let's go over this. It says, this was written on October 13th. The Intelligence Ministry, Policy Department, the policy paper Options for a Policy Regarding Gaza's Civilian Population. So this isn't about Hamas. This is the civilians. The executive summary says, the state of Israel is required to bring about a significant change in the civilian reality in the Gaza Strip in light of the Hamas crimes that led to the Iron Swords War. So apparently that's what they're calling this war. Therefore, it must decide on a political objective regarding the civilian population in Gaza, which should be pursued concurrently with the overthrow of the Hamas regime. So that right there, they're not just looking to get rid of Hamas. They're looking to deal with Hamas, overthrow Hamas, and try to figure out what to do with the civilian population after that, which, in a lot of ways is a responsible task. I mean, if you are going to overthrow a government, you should then think about how you're going to rebuild. I mean, America talks about this all the time. Like, we're going to overthrow this government, this dictatorship, but we never say we're going to get rid of all the people, move them somewhere else, and take the land for ourselves. We say, and then we're going to install our own government to our liking, and we try that whole thing out. Whether or not it works, that's a different story and a different conversation, but that's the U.S.'s typical plan.
So that's the final solution. And we're not talking about the actual terrorists. They're talking about the fucking civilians. Did we learn nothing from World War II? Why is that even allowed to be talked about or spoke out loud? Why can't anybody see this for what it really is? It's an ethnic cleansing. The final solution. We know what Germany's final solution was, right? Let's see. Gal Gadot on the cover of Vogue. It says, a lot of you have been asking about my ethnic cleansing routine. I had to laugh a little at this one. Come on,
terrible.
This one's funny. It is terrible, but it's funny. Because that's what Vogue does, right? Like, oh, here's my facial routine. Here's my skincare routine. Here's my ethnic cleansing routine. Stop building up these war pigs. So gross. Jimmy thought it was funny. What a third world war would mean for investors. What does it mean for investors? Well, I brought you RTX Corp's stock share for just an example of what it means to investors. And, Richie just laid it out for us. War is money, and there's a ton of private money to be made off of a major conflict in the Middle East. And we know that. And they need it because we're broke. We are absolutely broke. Do you know the weapons we're giving to Israel are our homeland supplies? So if we got attacked on our own homeland right now, we sent all of it to Israel. Because don't forget, we have been siphoning out shit to Ukraine for over a year now. I know we think that, we have the everlasting gobstopper of missiles and bombs, but we actually don't. Let's see go ahead and go to the next one. Where are you? Oh, okay. I skipped ahead one. I just brought this picture because I wanted to show you guys. Caitlin Johnstone says we are terrorists. We are the terrorists. And look at this. An entire family in this picture was killed. Not a one of them survived. Can you imagine? I mean, it's bad enough to have your immediate family wiped out, but to have your whole entire family wiped out, brothers, aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins. Yeah, but it's genocide. It's 100% genocide. This is an ethnic cleansing. That Kennedy is too small for me. Let me see. Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democrat answer, but the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our responsibility for the future. We need to take responsibility for what we are doing. Absolutely. And yeah, there is your RTX Corp. It's up it goes. War is good, right? They're all making money. I think we're getting close to getting out of the war section here. Let's see. Let me help you out. If you have Jewish allies that support the destruction of Israel like Hamas wants, then they aren't really Jews. If I see you protecting them, but that doesn't make you any less of an anti-Semite. And stop saying Zionism. It's the N-word of for Jews. What? No way. No. Okay. Do you understand? If you have to say N-word because you can't say the actual word, it's not the same. At fucking all, I get so insane of shit libs doing this. It's like Karen. You can't say Karen because it's the N-word for white women. Bullshit. If it was an actual N-word, you'd be saying the K-word or the Z-word. Not even fucking comparable. I'm so sick and tired of this bullshit argument. Take it and shove it up your white dumb ass because only white people say stupid shit like this. It is. It is. Sorry, guys. I know I'm salty today, but that's what happens when the internet goes out on me all day. Let's see. I love this meme here. It says, a man stood outside the White House with a single protest candle every day during the Vietnam War. A reporter came to him one night and said, sir, do you really believe your little protest will change anything? And he said, oh, I don't come here to change them. I come here so they don't change me. I will not allow the steady, maddening onslaught of insanity to wear down my humanity. I will keep knowing the truth and telling the truth. I will do my small part every damn day to stay human, to stay awake and tender, so the world does not wear away my humanity. That is a great.
Oh yeah,
great
that sounds
story.
like Sister Linda. That's what she does all the time. Right. And this was
she was just telling me about that. She said, "Oh, I go outside of mosques every week with my Jewish friends." Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. This was shared around by Susan Sarandon yesterday, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where I got it. I got it from somewhere. Okay, we finally made it through all the war stuff for the day. Thank you, Oz, for hanging in there with me. I've got some funny, interesting stuff. So you guys know DARPA Boy did a Halloween special with Joe Rogan yesterday. You can catch it over on Spotify for free if you feel so inclined. I do feel inclined to hear what this guy is talking about because he has a lot of power. He controls Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And not only that, a lot of the industry looks to him for the future of AI. And what he's saying about AI is fucking horrific. We should be scared to death. He understands how these AI systems are taking over and making decisions, and that includes in the war as of today. So migrants, how migrants are being moved is being decided on by AI. So here's a little news report on how AI is making the decisions.
I have a concern about this because a lot of artificial intelligence is neither artificial
nor intelligent.
That's my favourite line all morning.
It brings...
Because it's data put in.
Right. So, for example, if you put into ChatGPT, you might know that one, do Palestinians deserve to be free? It says, the question of whether Palestinians deserve to be free is a complex and sensitive topic. It involves historical and political and ethical considerations. People have differing opinions on the matter, and the answer depends on individual perspectives and beliefs. Now, what does it say if you put into Israelis deserve to be free? It says, yes, like any group of people, Israelis also deserve to live in freedom and security. The right to freedom is a fundamental human right and applies to all individuals and communities.
Okay, so my biggest takeaway from watching the 3 hours of DARPA boy hanging out with Joe Rogan yesterday was, for one, he's just an average dumb fucking guy who likes to drink and likes stupid dick jokes. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I don't know how many times Joe Rogan tried to take him into a deep cerebral conversation and he would say something stupid. It's not even... And then the way he computes stuff, like he has to take it in, sit there for like dead air for like a minute, and then he gives you some fucked up response. Anyways, but this is what I took away. He says that all of these Chat GPT and these AI systems are being taught by the left. And we know where the left is standing on a lot of this shit and what the left wants, right? They want censorship. They want conformity. And that is making the rollout of AI even more dangerous because we're worried that these systems being autonomous will see us as the virus that we are. And especially when you have climate activists who think that there's nothing more important on the face of the earth than climate, and they're the ones programming this stuff. So, yeah, AI could very easily eradicate us because of those who it's getting its input from. You know, you got to keep an eye on these guys. I don't enjoy going and watching Elon Musk, and I had to force myself to listen to it, but I did take away a lot of insight from it. The guy, he's an oversized fucking kid who's been given the most money on the planet. That's what I see. I mean, he made Joe Rogan's assistant run home and get his bow so they could shoot it at his truck so he could show you that the Tesla truck is tough. I mean, it's stupid shit like that, but that's who's in control of this. Let's see. This cartoon is very appropriate for humans. Check it out. You can go ahead and roll it. Yep. That about sums up who we are and what we've always done, right?
What a sad testament to the reality of what the human species is on this planet. Given a beautiful planet to nurture and take care of, and all we're doing is blowing the shit out of it and each other. So.
And each other, I know. That about sums up humanity, doesn't it? It's so sad and disgusting. So horror kill count. When I saw this, I was like, oh, cool. Somebody went and added up all the kills for these scary movies we like to watch. Of course, you've got, Pinhead, and Chucky, and Jason, and Freddy, and who is that? Hillary Clinton. How'd you get in there? It's more than 60, but Obama is following in her footsteps for sure. And I came across this next meme and I just had to laugh.
Oh,
you lost my snuff film. Oh no, that sucks. Anthony Weiner, if you know what I'm laughing about, then you know. Of course, there is the rumored snuff film on the Weiner laptop. We even heard that a couple of NYPD Metro got taken out because they saw it. And yeah, they've been hiding that one for a freaking while. Now, you're not going to be able to play this one because it was one I was going to have to bring in remotely because YouTube does that. But I want to tell you guys, there is so much more to what happened to Acapulco. There is so much more with Hurricane Otis. There was no wind with that storm. And this is a great interview over on the Aspire channel. If you don't follow them, please go follow them. You might not agree with everything they're talking about, but they get some great interviews in there. This is an amazing interview with the Dollar Vigilant, who is from Acapulco. He has a lot of people there, and he tells you straight up how the storm came out of fucking nowhere. I mean, we all track these hurricanes. We know that you get about at least 3 or 4 days notice, on 5 days, a week's notice that there's a hurricane coming, right? That everybody gets ready, everybody boards up their windows. That's not how this hurricane came in. This hurricane came in with no warning, kind of like the Maui one, with no rain, just very, very high winds. It's very, very questionable how the hell that hurricane came across. And I know they're going to tell you it's climate change, but come on, we know better. I keep telling you guys, they control the weather. They've controlled the weather for many, many years. Okay, so this is a 3-parter, but I thought this would be something that is important for all of us to look at because so many of us go out and protest, and we're always encouraging people to get out there, get boots on the ground, right? We've always done that here on Roar Media and all of our shows. And what do you do if you're in a crowd in your car and a mob gets around your car? How many times have we seen this? Charlottesville. I mean, we see it over and over and over. Just somebody minding their business, trying to get out of downtown city, and all of a sudden they've got protesters surrounding their car. Do you have the legal right to drive through them? So this is a Republican. This is the head of the Washington State, I want to say, gun lobby here, and it's still valuable information. So this was just this past weekend at, I want to say this was either Pittsburgh or Minneapolis, but go ahead and roll it.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Hey, we're going to talk again about a real-life scenario and how it can help educate us. The real-life scenario is this one right here. Now, this is not an isolated incident. We've seen a lot of this, and it has to do with what happens when cars get surrounded by angry mobs. Now, this is a really common question. I get this question at every single basic self-defense law class I teach, third Wednesday of every month at Security Gun Club. If you guys want to join us, I get this question. And the answer is a lot more complicated than you may think, and will also depend greatly on what jurisdiction you may reside in. But today, let's try to get some general rules out, give you some food for thought, and let's talk about what can you do if a mob surrounds your car. Okay, so here's what we're talking about today. A scenario where you're just driving along, minding your own business, and the next thing you know, you have driven near or accidentally into a protest, and you are now surrounded by an angry mob. How could that ever happen, you say? Well, if you go back in our time machine to the summer of 2021, anywhere in Seattle or Portland, it could happen at any moment. You could literally be driving right by the downtown Nordstrom's in downtown Seattle, hang a left on Pine Street, and suddenly, oh my God, you're in the middle of an Antifa rally. So this is a real, true, honest scenario. And as we know, it's been happening because in the exercise of everyone's First Amendment rights, we have a group of individuals throughout the nation, mostly college students, by the way, who want to go out and support a terrorist organization such as Hamas. But we're beginning to see incidents like this unfold. So let's watch the tape here.
He's trapped. He can't get through those two cars.
Okay, and then if you notice, the driver gets out of the initial mob, but gets down to another intersection, and then there's video of what occurs down there. So take a look at this.
Motherfuckers, where you going now? He not going nowhere now. He not going nowhere now. Hold up, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. He not going nowhere now. He not going nowhere now. Hey, watch out! Motherfucker just ran.
Okay. So you might have different feelings about that clip, right? I've been a protester on the ground, and yeah, you're pissed if somebody drives into your protest. But the crowd mentality, the mob mentality, is to surround the car, start beating on it. It kind of gives me flashbacks to the Rodney King verdict when they pulled, what was it, Denny out of his truck and beat him damn near to death. You know, as a driver, that's what I would be scared is coming for you, right? They're beating on your car. They're coming for you. Oz, you want to bring up the next slide so we can talk about deadly or lethal force and when you can use it. Yeah. That's it. So deadly or lethal force. 1, you are in intimate threat or of death or seriously bodily injury. 2, someone is in your present is in an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. 3, a felony is being committed upon your person. 4, a felony is being committed inside your home. Okay, so when you think about what we just saw with that car, you might want to think that he was in imminent danger, right? Because they surrounded his car. But was he really? I mean, even when they're just beating on the car, saying mean things to him, he fucked up when he got out. The first crowd he was in, you can see he opened his door and they pepper sprayed him. You can see on the second video where he's rubbing his eyes. So he's already been assaulted by this crowd. Don't ever get out of your car. Don't ever. If you get out, you're more likely to get attacked by that angry mob. Stay in your car. Lock your doors. Don't hit the gas. Don't go forward. Inch forward. Look for your escape. But when can you just hit the gas? Well, when they smash out the window. Once a window has been smashed, now that hand's coming in. Now you are in threat of bodily harm. But for the most part, you cannot use lethal or deadly force to defend property. Your car is property. So unless they are smashing the windows out, putting their hands in to grab you, to pull you through that window, then that's when it changes. So it's if you're being assaulted through the windows, if they're smashing out the windows, I mean, they can beat on your car and that is just damage to your property, right? But remember this, at the end of the day, it is better to be judged by 12 than to be carried by 6 is my takeaway from it. So I just thought that this was really interesting. It's a situation that any of us could find ourselves in. And what would you do, right? So just remember, you don't have the right to just floor it unless they are smashing your windows in and trying to hurt you. Oz, you gave me this one. McDonald's insane new pricing chart supersizes toll on Bidenomics. I thought I had this. Let's see. $18 for a Big Mac combo? Is that true? No way. $18 for a Big Mac combo?
Listen, you know what?
Crap.
I just 5 years ago, it was close to 12. Okay, truly, it was close to $12.
God. That's insane.
So, yeah.
Only 36% of Americans approve of him on this issue. Yeah, Biden sucks on the economy. Are you fucking kidding? And they lie and gaslight us and try to tell us it's because of the supply chain breakdown or it's because of this and that. No, it's because of your policies, Biden. We all freaking know it. But don't go to McDonald's anyways because their food is part of the Human Meat Project. And yeah, you're probably eating some human. Lee Camp, McDonald's is one of the U.S. corporations that has been a longtime supporter of Israel's apartheid state. While Israel perpetuates this massacre, McDonald's changes some of their food wrappers to the colors of the Israel flag.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. How gross. How gross.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to everybody that's stopping in from the Convo Couch. I know Convo's been live at the same time as us, but come on in. Let's chat. What is this? Let's see. War itself, of course, a form of madness. It's hardly a civilized pursuit. It's amazing how we spend so much time inventing devices to kill each other and so little time working on how to achieve peace. Walter Cronkite. Yes, it is. It is so amazing how we can't come up with peace, but we'll definitely have war machines, don't we? Your phone is ringing. We're getting close to out of here. I've got a few more sections. Kill Viril Lizards, a parasite host of the viral, aka drones. Now, Fred Edwards sent me this, I believe, and yeah, this video is just disturbing. The following video is an example of the vile lizard reptilian parasite proboscis after ejecting and detaching from its viral lizard reptilian body. I don't know, guys. You tell me what this is. Go ahead and hit the next one. This is gross. It creeped me out. Nope, up one. Up one. There you go. That one. Yeah, I'm almost done. We're going to run through memes and get out of here. I'm going to skip the Matthew Perry story till my next show. I hear you. That's the alien people. That's the lizard people, man. It's Anthony Blinken, yeah. Oh, weren't your politicians so cute when they were young? Of course, that is how all of the Congress and Senate looked when they were babies. Yeah, I'm sure it's just a spoof video, but still creepy enough, right? Thanks, Fred, for that. It kind of horrified me when I opened it yesterday morning. I got this one from Revolutionary Blackout Network. There needs to be a regime change in order to implement democracy in the United States. Yes, there does, because should the U.S. call for a ceasefire, 66% of all voters agreed that were polled. 80% of Democrats, 57% of independents, and even 56% of Republicans. Yet here we go, marching forward. Scientists finally acknowledged that they got the whole solar cycle predictions wrong, and that we are fast approaching the sun's explosive peak. Oh, remember they told us the sun wasn't going to blow up for like 1 million years or some shit? Well, maybe they were wrong.
God, we're fucked.
Who knows?
We're fucked.
We are fucked. You don't have to play this next one, but I wanted to show it to people. This Randy Critico right here. Go ahead and go up one, and then we'll hit fuck Hollywood. Yeah, Randy Critico addressed the UN, I want to say 2 or 3 days ago. He did a great job. Go listen to it. It's like 18 minutes long. For whatever it's worth, we all know the UN doesn't have much fucking influence on anything, right? So, but it was good to see some sanity being spoke on that floor. So go check it out. It's up on my profile over on X if you want. And yeah, now we can get into Hollywood. Go fuck yourselves. Big time. We got some Illuminati rituals to check out for today. John Cena. So Isaac Happy's Army says you aren't seen like this in public unless you are forced to or they want to be seen. What do you think? Another Illuminati humiliation ritual? Yeah, I don't know. They say it's a thing in Hollywood where they make men dress like women. Every single famous A-lister has had to dress as a woman at one time or another, including Patrick Swayze. Isn't that sad? That's sad. And a lot of them didn't want to do it. Wesley Snipes didn't want to do it. Like, they don't want to do it, but it's part of the humiliation ritual. Don't care yesterday. Don't give a shit today. Probably won't give a fuck tomorrow. Yeah, that's kind of where we're ending up, right? I'm not going to cover this story. I'll bring it to the next show because it's kind of in-depth, but there's some questions into Matthew Perry's death. There's files missing. And did you know that Keith Morrison, the reporter, remember Dateline, is his stepdad and was on the scene before anybody else? So there's some conspiracies that Matthew Perry was writing a tell-all about Hollywood. So, and he's got a bunch of files missing. So I'll get into that our next show. Oz has been so kind to come in and rescue me this morning. I want to get him out of here. So, yeah, you guys know the Black Eye Club, the soul scalping ritual. That's another one of the Illuminati's rituals. And I'll bring these memes to my next show because we got to break them down. Yeah, we think that the Jesuits and the reptilian Dracos actually are at the top of the pyramid. They're not, guys. They're in the middle of the fucking pyramid. And our government, at the bottom of the pyramid, just barely above us. So we'll get into that in my next show. Christopher Walken says child molesting Satanists run the world. Oh, Christopher Walken. Yeah, we know. Definitely. And let's see. Did you know Frankenstein and Dracula were union organizers? Boris Karloff?
Boris Karloff. Yeah.
Okay,
Boris Karloff, yeah.
Who played Frankenstein along with Bela Lugosi, who played Dracula, were founding members of the Actors Union and the SAG. I didn't know that. Did you know that? That's very cool. That is very cool. Okay, guys, we made it to Meme Alley, which means we can get out of here soon, but we never get out of the trailer park unless we go down Meme Alley. So let's see I don't think we have a lot of memes today. Sometimes we're meme heavy. Go ahead and just start scrolling through them. Let's see.
That was an interesting meme.
2024 being 3 months away, me still trying to process 2020. Oh my God, isn't that true? Don't you feel like we haven't even processed 2020 and we're dealing with this shit now?
Still stuck at 2000.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. False alarm, master. It's a mob of book burners headed for the library. Monsters. Yeah. Dracula thinks they're coming to kill him, but they're coming to burn books. And, that's inappropriate. I like that meme. Definitely. If you know, you know. Alcohol has destroyed more families. Let's see. Cup of noodles will soon be microwavable as it ditches foam cups.
Oh, my God.
I thought it was always microwavable. I've always microwaved them.
I wondered why it tasted a little funny.
My mom swore to God she once found a needle in one of hers, and I didn't eat them for years and years after that. Let's see. So you just had a turkey sub, right? That's right. He added bacon and avocado. You narc motherfucker. Yeah, that's the way it is too, because there's always the person that built your sandwich at Subway telling the person who's ringing it up. Pretty funny. And cows are not the problem. Yeah, those are, that is air traffic control for over our country. Yeah, cows are the problem, not the planes.
Yeah,
Not the
cow
planes.
farts versus plane traffic.
Cow farts
Oh,
versus
my God.
planes. Daylight savings time. Only a white man would cut 2 inches from his top of his blanket and sew it to the bottom and then think he has a longer blanket.
That's
touche.
really good.
Touche. If you don't know what this is, you're not allowed to
shit.
complain about Netflix loading for 3 seconds. Oh, God. I thought I had bad internet today. I think this was the internet I was on this morning, Oz. I don't know about y'all, but I got no passwords left in me. Right?
I'm right there.
I'm passworded out, man. This was our stimulus package back in the day. Oh, gosh. Government issued cheese, pork, and Tang. I don't remember them giving out Tang. And I've been poor since I was born, but they still give out pork, so you guys know. I have a couple of cans of government pork.
Spam.
Yeah, I like spam, so don't even get it. I do. Me after 5 minutes of talking with people. Okay, that's enough of that. Definitely, that's enough of that. Want to see more fireflies? Leave the leaves, guys. When you go and you rake up all the leaves, the fireflies don't have anywhere for their larvae to hang out. I don't have fireflies in the Northwest, but I absolutely love them, and they're so beautiful in the South. So, yeah, leave the leaves for the bugs. And the bees. The bees need it too. Free Assange. Journalism is not a crime. You deserve the truth. Hashtag free Assange now. You can write Assange, screenshot the address, and please get it out there to him. And it's Wednesday. That means happy silly Wednesday. We shout out Joey's Coffee. I have a bunch of Joey's Coffee, and it's the first of the month, which means I have creamer too. So now I can make me a pot. I'm super excited. You guys, it's a great gift. Holidays are coming up. Get a hold of Oz. Get some Joey's Coffee. Hand roasted, and I'm not even lying when I tell you it's some of the best coffee I've ever tasted. And join us for Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday night. Oz is already working up the cards and the music, and it's going to be a good show. When are we going to revamp the deck and move over to the holiday deck?
Week before Thanksgiving, which is what, 2 weeks? 1 week? 2 weeks.
Christmas is here already, guys. Halloween's over officially, which means Mariah Carey has been dusted off, and she is now in every damn store singing about Christmas. So the countdown has begun for the most commercialized, bullshit holiday we have. And that's it. Okay, I want to shout these chats out. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. A huge thank you to Oz for coming in and saving me. If you guys didn't notice, the beginning of my stream crashed hard. I didn't have enough internet to do a show. Oz dropped everything he was doing, set up new streams, and came in and rescued me. Thank you so much, Oz. That's why I love you.
My pleasure.
We love you because we got a show today.
We love you too.
So thank you to Rockfin. We got Gregory Walker and Hempcar. And Hempcar's dropping me all kinds of links. I love that. Hi, Jim. Good to see you. Denver Attaway is over there. Hi, Denver. Fred Edwards is over there. I got Gregory Walker, right? And Leonard's Trust Fund. Hi, Leonard's Trust Fund. Crone, I'm going to fix your card. I keep telling myself to fix your card.
I'll remind you.
Okay. Ruma, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. All these new faces are starting to find us. And thank you to everybody on the YouTubes. Jilly Love, Cowboy Kitty, Corky, DC, Popeye. Popeye had me cracking up in the chat today. Salty's Digital Dive, Kurt Boss, 4737. Carlin. Natalie Williams, good to see you. Wesley, good to see you. Uncle Warren, of course, is in the house. Make sure you follow Extra Ebola. And everybody else who's in the chat, thank you guys so much. And we'll get the Rumble uploaded. I don't think it went. Oh, and my chat. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Barbara. I see you, Barbara. Dirty Dollars is hanging out over at Trailer Park, too. So thank you so much. Okay, we're out of here. Oz, I want you to go get done what you got to get done. We're going out with ELO's Evil Woman, and this is dedicated to all the evil women out there banging the fucking drum for war. You're an evil woman.
You got a super chat there before you go.
Super chat. TC says, thanks, Oz the Wizard. Damn those internet vile capitalists. Mary Shamez, or what is it, Sam Hain? Yeah. And thanks for a great show. Thank you, guys. So I'll be back for Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday night. And Oz will be engineering, so I don't have to stress out. And hopefully my internet will get fixed by Monday. Probably not. You can just enlarge that is what I normally do. I just hit the little enlarge in the corner.
The very next train.